These are 7 fishing spots so good most anglers drive right past them. California is packed with famous fishing destinations, yet some of the state's most productive public access waters sit right beside highways, bridges, and commuter routes where thousands of people pass every day without stopping. Most anglers stay focused on the well-known locations, while these 7 spots quietly continue producing fish for the people who know they're there. Let's start in the Bay Area. Number 1. Dumbarton Pier, Fremont. Beneath the Dumbarton Bridge along State Route 84 sits one of the most overlooked fishing locations in Northern California, and most commuters crossing overhead have no idea it's there. What makes this place unusual is that the original bridge structure remains standing as a fishing pier, which means anglers are fishing directly below one of the busiest crossings in the region. A description from the Pioneer captures the scene perfectly. Just 85 feet below the incline of the Dumbarton Bridge, where 60,000 commuters' cars persistently fill the atmosphere per day, with racket from their tires meeting as their engines push them up and over the grade, a slightly quieter crowd of folks can be found casting their fishing lines into the murky waters of the peninsula. That quieter crowd targets an impressive mix of species, including leopard shark, broad-nosed seven-gill shark, bat ray, striped bass, white sturgeon, perch, jack smelt, starry flounder, and several others. October stands out for striped bass. Fall and winter often produce sturgeon, and sharks along with rays can be caught throughout the year. One detail makes this spot even more appealing. Anglers fishing from this public pier do not need a fishing license, which means a lot of people drive right over productive water without realizing they could stop and fish legally within minutes. From the Dumbarton Bridge, we're heading into San Francisco. Number 2. Candlestick Point State Recreation Area. Most people recognize this area because of the former stadium that once stood nearby, yet the fishing opportunities hidden behind that history rarely get the same attention. Positioned right beside US 101, Candlestick Point gives anglers access to striped bass, halibut, perch, sturgeon, leopard shark, and bat ray, while remaining surprisingly overlooked. The Sunrise Point Fishing Pier remains open, creating one of the easier urban fishing opportunities in the Bay Area. Local anglers have long viewed the location as a dependable producer, and reports from the area regularly mention large striped bass, along with occasional sturgeon. What keeps this place off most anglers' radar is simple. Thousands of vehicles pass the park every day, but very few drivers connect that waterfront stretch with quality fishing. Morning hours usually offer the best conditions because Candlestick's well-known winds tend to build later in the day, which means early arrivals often enjoy calmer water and a more comfortable experience. Next, we're moving down the coast towards Santa Barbara County. Number 3. Goleta Pier. Goleta Pier sits directly off US 101, visible to travelers who are often headed somewhere else, and that's exactly why many fishermen overlook it. Positioned between several better-known coastal attractions, the pier quietly continues producing a wide range of species for anglers who decide to stop. Barred surf perch, corbina, halibut, Pacific mackerel, jack smelt, kelp bass, calico bass, shovel-nose guitarfish, leopard shark, seven-gill shark, soupfin shark, and even thresher shark all show up here. The variety alone makes the location stand out. But here's the thing. Some of the most memorable reports involve large sharks. One report stated, several weeks ago, there were 4 threshers, 2 large soupfins, and a 6-foot and 7-foot 7-gill caught in just one weekend. Mackerel remain available throughout the year. Summer often brings stronger halibut opportunities, and warmer months tend to attract anglers targeting sharks. Another advantage comes from California's public pier regulations because anglers fishing directly from the pier do not need a fishing license. According to the California Department of Fish and Wildlife, fishing from a public ocean pier is a popular option for occasional anglers or those just learning to fish because a fishing license is not required to take fish or invertebrates from a public ocean pier. There are over 130 public fishing piers along the California coastline. That rule alone makes overlooked piers like Goleta worth paying attention to. Now we're heading toward the Central Coast. Number 4. Morro Bay South T-Pier. Most visitors pulling into Morro Bay focus on Morro Rock, waterfront restaurants, and sightseeing, while a productive fishery sits nearby in plain view. The South T-Pier consistently attracts local anglers because it offers something many shore fishermen spend years searching for: access to species often associated with boats. Grass rockfish, copper rockfish, black perch, leopard shark, bat ray, mackerel, surf perch, bass, halibut, and lingcod all show up around this area. What nobody expects is that the surrounding rocky structure creates opportunities for species like grass rockfish and cabezon that many anglers normally pursue offshore. Local reports continue to highlight notable catches, including large leopard sharks, and that's one reason more anglers have started choosing this pier over other nearby options. The result is a location where tourists stop for photos while fishermen nearby are targeting species that surprise people familiar with shore fishing. Leaving the Central Coast behind, we're heading into Los Angeles County. Number 5. Ballona Creek Jetties. From the road, Ballona Creek doesn't look like a fishing destination. Wedged between Marina del Rey, Playa del Rey, and the airport corridor, the area often gets dismissed as little more than an urban waterway. The reality is very different. Anglers fishing the jetties regularly target spotted sand bass, barred sand bass, kelp bass, California halibut, yellowfin croaker, bat ray, surf smelt, and other species that move through the system. More than 30 species of fish have been documented within the Ballona harbor and estuary, which gives fishermen plenty of reasons to stop, even while most drivers continue past it. Accessibility plays a huge role here because the fishing sits right beside one of Southern California's busiest travel corridors. People pass this water constantly, yet relatively few decide to fish it, and that's exactly why dedicated anglers continue finding success where others see only concrete and traffic. Now let's leave the coast entirely. Number 6. Feather River. Along Highway 70. Highway 70 runs alongside one of California's overlooked river systems, yet many anglers stay focused on more famous destinations. The Feather River continues producing opportunities for hatchery steelhead, striped bass, American shad, smallmouth bass, and Chinook salmon when regulations allow. Steelhead become a major draw during the cooler months, and a recent report highlighted just how strong those opportunities can be. According to the Gridley Herald, with more than 1,600 steelhead trout migrating upstream from the Department of Water Resources Fish Monitoring Station this year, the cooler months offer prime steelhead fishing opportunities in the Feather River. Spring often attracts anglers targeting striped bass and American shad, while smallmouth bass opportunities increase during summer. The problem is that many visiting fishermen remain focused on larger name rivers, which means the Feather frequently gets overlooked, despite offering access that sits right beside a major highway. One final stop remains. Number 7. The Lower Eel River. Running alongside sections of US 101 through Fortuna and Rio Del, the Lower Eel River gives travelers a front-row view of one of California's premier salmon and steelhead systems. Most people keep driving, which means many never realize what they're passing. Winter steelhead, Chinook salmon, sea-run cutthroat trout, and Pacific lamprey all inhabit the system. What really grabs attention, though, is the size potential. According to one source, the average eel steelhead runs 8 to 10 pounds, with fish to 16 pounds common and a number of fish in the 20-pound class caught each year. Another source described the salmon fishing this way: anywhere along the levee, one can try their luck with either bait or lures. Salmon, up to 50 pounds, are routinely hooked in this area each fall. Those numbers explain why experienced anglers continue returning year after year. Water conditions can change quickly after heavy rain, which means timing matters. But when conditions line up, shore fishermen gain access to one of the state's most respected river systems. These 7 locations prove that great fishing doesn't always require a long drive. a remote destination, or a boat launch at sunrise, some of California's best opportunities sit beside highways, bridges, city streets, and commuter routes where people pass every day without giving the water a second glance. Most drivers keep moving toward the places everyone already knows about. The anglers who stop, look around, and pay attention to what's right beside the road often discover something much better.